God speaks and says, "Do not scroll away from this moment, because what you are hearing now is not a coincidence. You are standing on the edge of a truth that was hidden from your heart for far too long. You have always looked at them with love, with pure eyes and a loyal soul, but they never allowed you to see the whole picture. There was something they concealed, something everyone else seemed to know, except for the one who trusted the most. You might not feel ready to receive this, but heaven watched as whispers of truth passed behind your back. Last night was not just another night. It was the moment your name was spoken in secret, and the heavens took notice of how left out you were. If your heart feels this message reaching into your spirit, declare your agreement, because this is not another passing word. It is a divine interruption, a revelation crafted specifically for you. The one your heart beats for, the one you prayed for, defended, and stood beside when others doubted, chose silence over truth. They carried secrets while letting you carry the weight of innocence. But I, the Lord your God, do not allow deception to live in the shadows forever. I bring what's done in the dark into the light so that your heart can finally breathe and heal. Before you continue, pause for a moment. If your spirit feels that tremble of recognition, let heaven know you are ready to break free. Because, child, you did nothing wrong. You loved sincerely. You gave generously. You poured your soul into something you thought would protect you from pain. Yet even in your heartbreak, I never left you. I saw every tear that fell silently into your pillow. I saw the smiles you forced while bleeding within. I heard the prayers you whispered, hoping that maybe they would change. But while you were busy protecting their name, they were busy protecting their lie. Still, I tell you now, truth never hides forever. It always finds its way back to the one who was wronged. And you, my child, are the one truth is returning to. Listen closely. This message is not sent to shatter you, but to set you free. The truth you were denied is the very key I am using to unlock your next season. Last night was not ordinary. It was sacred. Heaven recorded what earth refused to say out loud. I let it happen, not to punish you, but to prepare you for what is coming. Because what's next for you is not another heartbreak. It is restoration straight from heaven. The same God who watched you love with blind trust is now opening your eyes to see clearly. You deserve honesty. You deserve peace. You deserve love that doesn't hide behind deception. Understand this. I am the God who reveals what others try to cover. And though they tried to bury it from your view, I have unsealed what was hidden. The betrayal that was meant to destroy you is now being transformed into wisdom that will guide you. From this moment forward, you will no longer walk beside those who smile at your face, but wound your back. You will no longer carry connections that carry deceit. The power surrounding you right now is not ordinary. It is holy, divine, and unshakable. It is shaking the very ground where falsehood once stood. Those who once laughed, believing you would never find out, now sit in silence, because I, the Lord your God, have entered your story. I am cleansing what was corrupted. I am removing what manipulated your peace. I am wrapping you in my presence so tightly that no lie will touch you again. Now breathe deeply. Do not let bitterness lead your heart. Let wisdom do that. The truth may sting for a moment, but what I give you after will heal completely. I will restore everything that deceit tried to steal. You have lost nothing. You have only been protected. While they plotted in secret, heaven was preparing a blessing so powerful that it will redeem every moment they took for granted. For I am the God who sees, the God who vindicates, the God who repays in full. I saw their actions even as they smiled in your presence. I knew their intentions even when they spoke kindly. And through it all, I kept record. I preserved your innocence. I counted your tears. I held your soul when you thought no one understood. Now I bring the light. And when light appears, darkness cannot remain. Do not fear the truth. It has not come to destroy your world, but to cleanse it. The one who refused to speak truth has now been placed in a position where hiding is no longer possible. Every mask is falling. Every lie is dissolving. I have declared this in the heavenly courts. My child will no longer be left in the dark concerning what touches their heart. You are not alone in this awakening. I am walking with you. I am the one who uncovers what others conceal, not to shame you, but to raise you higher. Your season of confusion ends here. Your season of revelation begins now. Stand firm, because I, the Lord your God, and restoring you through the very truth they tried to keep from you. God speaks and says, your next chapter cannot begin while deception still lingers in your story. So I am removing it. I am shaking it loose from every corner of your life. I am revealing what was hidden so that you may finally breathe without confusion clouding your peace. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, sacred, and protected under my divine covering. No falsehood formed against you will succeed. Even when others knew the truth and left you in darkness, I was preparing a light so radiant it would guide you out. Every word whispered behind closed doors has been heard by heaven, and every secret they thought would remain hidden is being brought before you now. This is your divine awakening, your moment of spiritual clarity. And though more truth still needs to be shown, your heart will be guarded through the process. I will not allow this revelation to destroy you. I will let it strengthen and empower you. Through this unveiling, you will rise again. You will heal from what was meant to harm you. You will reclaim the peace that was once stolen because no one can take what I have blessed. You, my child, belong to me, and I will defend what is mine. Declare your faith today, for I am already working behind the scenes to bring justice on your behalf. I have seen what your eyes could not see. I have heard every word spoken in rooms where you were absent. I have watched hands you trusted move in betrayal. Yet I tell you, do not fear this truth. I am not uncovering it to crush your spirit, but to rescue your soul. The one you loved deeply, the one you would have given everything for, never walked in complete honesty with you. They protected their image more than they protected your heart. But even in this pain, there is purpose. This heartbreak is proof that your destiny is being purified from everything false and impure. You were the only one who didn't know, and that is why I am intervening now. I will not allow you to continue giving your spirit to someone who treated your love carelessly. I am a jealous God, and I do not sit quietly while my children are wounded in silence. Last night, heaven bore witness to conversations you should have been part of. The truth was confirmed, and I issued a decree that today you would awaken to divine revelation. I do not expose for the sake of punishment. I expose to heal. I am not here to condemn you for loving. I am the one who created your heart to love. But even love must walk hand in hand with wisdom. You cannot surrender your crown to someone who only saw your worth when it benefited them. You cannot build a future on the loyalty of someone who was never faithful in the present. What they concealed was never hidden from me. I am the God of divine exposure and perfect timing. Those who surrounded you, those who stayed silent, were not protecting you. They were participating in the lie. Yet, my child, do not despair. You are not losing something valuable. You are being delivered from something false. You are being freed from emotional chains that made you feel you had to prove your worth to be loved. You never had to earn honesty. You deserve truth from the very beginning. Where others failed to honor you, I will restore you with someone who will. The ache in your heart is not your ending. It is your awakening. This is the beginning of your liberation. You are walking away from what was never meant to be permanent. I will not permit deceit to be the foundation of your future. That is why this revelation has come now, because your destiny is far too powerful to be built on lies, and your heart far too precious to be held by unfaithful hands. I know this truth cuts deep. I know you are asking how someone who once claimed love could hide so much. But listen, beloved, it is not your fault. It is not because you were lacking. It is because they chose their comfort over your honesty. And I cannot let you remain in a place that refuses to grow with you. I am removing you not to harm you, but to position you for blessing. Sometimes blessings come disguised as heartbreak. Sometimes divine redirection begins with painful revelation. Do not chase explanations. You don't need to know every why. I am the why. I am the reason this truth has been revealed now. Because I love you too much to let you remain in something that was draining your spirit and deceiving your heart. What you gave was pure. What you offered was real. And now, I will ensure that your next season reflects that same purity and truth. For I am the Lord your God, your protector, your vindicator, your redeemer. And what I am uncovering today is not to shame you, but to prepare you for the love, the peace, and the destiny that have always belonged to you. God speaks and says, what was returned to you was tainted and unclean. But I will not allow that imbalance to linger in your life any longer. I am a righteous God, and justice is already being written in the heavens on your behalf. Every tear you cried in silence is now becoming the seed of restoration. Every whispered prayer you spoke through trembling lips in the dark is now being answered through this great unveiling. You don't need to keep pretending that everything is fine. I see the ache behind your composure. I know the weight you've carried, and I want you to know that it's all right to admit that you're not okay. I hold every fragment of your brokenness within my hands. I will not allow your pieces to scatter into nothingness. I am piecing you back together in a way no human love ever could. Lift your head, not because the pain has vanished, but because I am still here. I never left you, not for a moment. When they turned their backs, I stayed. When they distorted truth, I stood beside your integrity. When they chose secrecy, I chose you. And I will keep choosing you, day after day, until you see the worth in yourself that I have always seen. Let this be a sacred breaking, a holy moment where you decide to stop settling for love that hides in shadows. Let this be the chapter where peace becomes more valuable to you than presence. I am with you. I am for you. I am guiding you out of deception and into divine alignment. Everything that is being revealed now is not cruelty. It is mercy. For if I had allowed the blindness to continue, your wounds would have sunk even deeper. Now is the time for healing. Now is the time for truth. Now is the time for your spirit to breathe again. You will look back at this day and thank me, not because of the pain, but because I refused to let it continue. I didn't let you remain bound to a love that treated honesty like a threat. I rescued you before you completely lost yourself. I stepped in while there was still time for you to rebuild, and rebuild you will. There is nothing you have lost that I cannot return in greater measure. There is no falsehood spoken about you that I will not erase with truth. There is no silence that you were left in that I will not fill with my voice. You are mine, my child, my vessel, my chosen one, and I will not allow your name to be disrespected in spaces I never called you to. From this day forward, you will walk in light. You will walk in peace. You will walk in truth. Because I am leading you forward, and everything behind you must now be surrendered at the altar. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. And you are certainly not foolish for having loved someone who was not truthful. Your love was pure, it reflected me, and I will never punish you for having my heart. But I will teach you that not every person who enters your life comes with holy intentions. That is why I am granting you discernment. I am blessing you with clarity. And through that clarity, I will give you strength, the strength to walk away from what you once thought you couldn't live without. Because what you were holding on to was not sustaining you, it was draining you. I have seen it all. I never turned my face away. Even when the world around you grew silent and cold, I was there. My presence wrapped around you like a blanket in the darkness. You were never abandoned. Even when you felt unseen, I was standing right behind you, steadying your heart while others toyed with your trust. They may have hidden the truth, but I have always been preparing to reveal it in my perfect time. And this is that time. I am the God of divine timing. I do not move too soon, nor too late. Last night, while they spoke carelessly in secret, I wrote a new chapter in your story. While they whispered behind closed doors, I prepared a truth so undeniable that it would walk straight into your life without permission. Enough is enough. You have cried enough. You have waited long enough. Now the truth will arrive, not as a sword to destroy you, but as a shield to protect you. You didn't imagine what you felt. That uneasy stirring in your heart, those quiet suspicions that visited your mind at night, those were not delusions. Those were my whispers. Those were gentle warnings from my spirit, letting you feel what your eyes could not yet see. I allowed your soul to sense the shift because I knew the full weight of the truth would hurt if it came all at once. But now, I am confirming it. There was a plan to keep you blind. There was a wall of silence built around you. There were people who knew but chose to say nothing. But I, the Lord your God, am dismantling every false structure. The truth that once hid in shadows is stepping into the light. And though the revelation may sting, it will also save you. You will not remain where lies dwell. I am pulling you into wholeness, into purpose, into freedom. This is your moment of awakening. This is your season of renewal. And as you walk forward, know that I am walking with you, turning what was meant to wound you into the very thing that will lift you higher. You are seen. You are chosen. And you are being set free under the watchful eyes of heaven. They shared whispers and exchanged glances while you stood there, unaware, still smiling with a pure heart. But I never let my children remain blind forever. That is why this word has found its way to you now, because the covering has been torn, the disguise has been stripped away, and truth is standing in the open. From this moment forward, you will not be the last to know. I am awakening your spiritual sight, sharpening your discernment, and giving you understanding beyond human reasoning. You are not weak because you didn't recognize the deception before. You are not naive for loving wholeheartedly. You were hopeful, and hope has never been something I condemn. I delight in it. I honor the faith it takes to keep believing in love when others become bitter. I have seen the way you loved, even when you were misunderstood. I saw the prayers you whispered on behalf of those who wronged you. I saw you protect them from judgment and still wish them well. You did not deserve betrayal, but betrayal cannot silence the blessings I have already declared over your life. If you believe that my favor outweighs any form of deception, know that this moment is sacred. For what I am revealing is not only the lie that was spoken against you. I am revealing the truth about your value. You are worthy of complete, transparent love. You are worthy of relationships that are built on trust, not pretense. You are worthy of walking through every season without fear of hidden intentions. The one who betrayed you miscalculated your worth. They believed you would stay blind. They assumed their charm would cover the truth forever. But they forgot. You are connected to heaven, and heaven will not allow deceit to thrive against its chosen. I waited. I watched. I gave them chances to confess, to make things right. But they refused. So now, I am the one pulling back the curtain. And I am doing it not to destroy them, but to defend you. You have carried too many spiritual wounds for people who would never fight for you in return. You've drained yourself trying to preserve peace while they stirred chaos in secret. Now, the tide turns. The very lies that were told to discredit you will become proof of your innocence. Those who doubted you will see clearly. You are entering a season of divine unveiling, not for revenge, but for release. I will bring every answer you've been searching for right to your doorstep. You will not need to chase closure. You will not need to beg for truth. Confusion will no longer have authority over your peace. The information you need will reach you effortlessly, through confirmations, through conversations, through signs and synchronicities you cannot dismiss. They cannot escape the truth, and you cannot miss your blessing. What once appeared to be a loss will soon be seen as divine protection. This was never about rejection. It was about freedom. Freedom from emotional dependency. Freedom from spiritual fatigue. Freedom from always being the one who holds everything together. That burden is no longer yours. You are being lifted. But beyond the exposure and the healing, I want you to understand this. My love is nothing like the love that failed you. I don't hide things from you. I don't manipulate your trust. I don't delay my care. I come when it matters. I speak when your heart is uncertain. I hold you when you're weary. I listen when words fail you. And I never, ever walk away when life becomes difficult. This is the kind of love you were always meant to experience. And this is the kind of love I am now sending into your life. Relationships built on honesty, anchored in truth, and aligned with purpose. No more double faces. No more sweet words that conceal sharp intentions. You will be surrounded by people who see you, who value you, and who choose you without conditions. These are divine connections, crafted by my hand, sealed by heaven's integrity. Your healing begins with acceptance. Not by resisting, not by fixing, not by returning to what broke you, but by letting truth do its work. You do not have to chase vindication. You do not have to prove your worth. Be still, and let me be your defender. I will restore your name. I will renew your joy. I will return everything that deception tried to take. There is beauty in this breaking. There is wisdom in this wound. And there is destiny in this pain. The one who couldn't be honest with you may never reveal their truth, but I will always reveal mine. I will guide you into all truth, and once you walk in it, no man can take it from you. Trust me now, more than ever, because what's coming next is not another heartbreak. It is a holy breakthrough. Why is this simple 9-word prayer being hidden from the world? A confidential government document has been leaked, exposing a powerful 9-word prayer that's allowing ordinary people to experience complete financial renewal. According to sources, this short prayer, supported by verified scientific findings and endorsed by studies out of Harvard, has been quietly transforming lives across the nation. People who were once buried under debt are now walking in abundance, owning dream homes, driving new cars, and traveling the world without financial worry. This spiritual formula has already been proven to shift scarcity into overflow, yet there's growing pressure to silence it before it spreads further. The government could erase this message at any moment. So, before it's gone, pay close attention, because this truth was meant to reach you. God says, I am still speaking because your soul is still listening. I see the burden you've been carrying, the quiet ache that rests in your chest. I see the questions you've swallowed for years, the ones no one could answer. I see the smile you wear to cover the cry of your spirit. I saw the moment you began to believe that perhaps you were the problem. But hear me, child, this is where that lie dies. You were never the problem. You were the light in a room that preferred the dark. You were the voice of truth in a space built on pretension. You were my reflection in an environment that feared authenticity. This moment is not just about the secrets they kept from you. It's about what I am now revealing to you. Their silence was not to protect you. It was to preserve themselves. They knew that if you ever saw the full picture, your loyalty would no longer serve them. They feared your awakening, because once your eyes opened, you would no longer settle for half-truths and broken peace. But I am stepping in now. I am removing every excuse you used to justify their behavior. I am pulling you out of the spaces where your soul can no longer breathe. You will not shrink to fit anymore. You will not ignore what your spirit already knows. If you can sense your spirit stirring, if you feel God calling you into clarity, understand this. You are awakening. The one you loved so deeply looked at you with eyes that held affection and avoidance at the same time. Their touch brought comfort, but also concealment. That's why your heart was never fully settled. That's why, even in calm moments, your spirit trembled. Because their love was conditional. It stretched only as far as it served their comfort, never far enough to reach truth. And that is why I, the Lord, have intervened. I have placed my hand between your heart and their deception. Because your destiny cannot be built on the cracks of secrecy. You are not overreacting. You are not imagining things. You are not asking for too much by desiring honesty. You are simply asking for love that mirrors your own. You love deeply, and that depth is sacred. You give completely, without calculation. You forgive when others would walk away. That is not weakness, that is divine strength. And because of that, this will be the last time your soul is entrusted to someone who cannot match your purity. This is the turning point. This is where I take what they hid and use it to write a new truth within you. If you receive this word, know that it's not by accident. I did not stop them from lying because they never would have confessed. Instead, I let their silence become the stage for my voice. I let them believe their secret was safe, only to show you that my protection often moves quietly. I defend you not with noise, but with divine precision. I expose deception not with anger, but with peace. I restore your clarity when confusion tries to reign. I do not move like men move. I move as God. And today, I am moving on your behalf. Their silence is their choice. But your healing is mine. And I will not allow my child to remain bound while I hold the keys. I am unlocking every falsehood, dismantling every illusion, and silencing every voice that twisted your truth. I am parting the clouds over your thoughts. I am lifting the heaviness off your chest. I am planting divine wisdom in your spirit, and after this moment, you will never see the world the same way again. They knew what they were doing, but they had no idea who they were doing it to. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are marked by grace and protected by heaven. You carry a light that unsettles those who live comfortably in darkness. That's why they hid. That's why they smiled but stayed silent. That's why they whispered when your back was turned. Because your presence exposes what others try to conceal. And now, your spirit is awakening. You've been holding yourself together, pretending not to notice how exhausted you are. You've been showing strength while quietly unraveling. And that's okay, because I see you. I know you. And I am rebuilding you. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being remade for revelation. You are not losing. It's me realigning. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Everything hidden is being brought into the light. Everything stolen is being restored. And everything unclear is about to make sense. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your awakening. You are stepping out of illusion and into truth, out of fear and into faith, out of betrayal and into divine breakthrough. Your soul is remembering who it is, and heaven is standing behind you as you rise. Let it rest now. Lay it all down, and allow me to carry what's been too heavy for you to hold any longer. You do not need to explain your side again. You do not have to chase after honesty or force answers from those who chose silence. That is my work, and I am already doing it. Even now, I am behind the scenes, moving pieces into place that your eyes have not yet seen. The truth is on its way to you, and when it arrives, it will not knock timidly. It will enter with divine authority. This is your season of redemption. You will not remain in uncertainty. You will not continue to ache for what has already been settled in heaven. I am guiding you out of confusion and into clarity. I am straightening what was once crooked. I am turning what was designed to wound you into the very thing that will raise you higher. You are not breaking, you are becoming. You are not losing, you are learning. And every false word ever spoken against you is now being used as a stone in the foundation of your destiny. Trust me more deeply now than you ever have before. Even when the tears still fall, even when the weight hasn't fully lifted, even when your emotions tell you to turn back to what was familiar. Remember, I am stronger than emotion. I am steadier than feelings. I am more faithful than any person you have ever placed your trust in. I do not fear your pain. I sit in it with you. I walk beside you through it. And when you can no longer take another step, I carry you beyond it. I see the invisible battles you've been fighting. I see how you still choose kindness in the face of cruelty. I see the way you try to understand those who never tried to understand you. Every quiet act of love you've sown has been seen. Every ounce of grace, every moment of restraint, every whispered prayer of forgiveness. It has been recorded in heaven. And now, I am sending forth a harvest so abundant it will make you forget the tears you shed. This is not your ending. This is your sacred beginning. You were loved by the wrong hands, but never unloved by mine. You were left in the dark, but never outside of my light. You were misunderstood by men, but always known by your Maker. I am not like them. I am not uncertain. My promises do not tremble. My plans do not fall apart. What I began in you, I will complete. And now listen, the storm raging within your heart is not here to destroy you. It is here to wash away every lie that tried to live in you. The confusion you've been wrestling with is not failure, it's awakening. You are being awakened to truth, to peace, to power that you were never meant to carry alone. For too long, you've been surrounded by smiles that hid secrets, by people who withheld what could have freed you. But today, I am stepping in, not just to expose what was hidden, but to deliver you from its weight. You were never meant to bear this burden on your own. They believed your love would keep you blind forever, but they were wrong. Because my spirit will not allow the righteous to remain deceived. I am the God who opens eyes. I am the God who tears away masks. I am the God who enters locked rooms and drags deception into the light. Everything that was concealed from you, I am now revealing, not to harm you, but to heal you, not to shame others, but to free your spirit. You've spent years giving love to those who never guarded your name. You poured yourself into empty hands that never poured back. But hear this, none of it was wasted. Every act of love you gave has been planted in sacred soil, and I, your Father, have been tending it in secret. A harvest is near, one overflowing with truth, restoration, joy, and peace. Because I never let love go unrewarded. Child, I am proud of you. Proud of the way you kept standing when the world tried to silence you. Proud of how you stayed gentle when betrayal wanted to harden you. Proud of how you held your peace when anger begged for your voice. You have endured, and because of that endurance, I am bringing you into a new season. This time, you will not carry the pain. You will carry the promise. You will walk in light. You will walk in freedom. And you will finally understand why I asked you to let it rest. Because I was never asking you to give up. I was asking you to make room for everything I am about to bring to life within you. I am proud of you for choosing prayer when retaliation felt easier. I am proud of you for staying gentle in a world that tried its hardest to harden your heart. But now, I am asking you to take an even deeper step, the step of release. Let go of your need to understand everything they did. Let go of waiting for apologies that may never be spoken. Let go of holding space for people who were only meant to prepare you, not accompany you into your promise. I know your heart still holds love for them. I know a part of you still hopes for their change. But this is no longer about them. This is about your growth, your peace, your restoration, your divine purpose. I will not allow your destiny to be delayed by someone else's silence. The hour for clarity has come. The moment for peace is now. The time for restoration is unfolding before your eyes. You're not only being freed from deception, you're being positioned for divine fulfillment. What lies ahead isn't built on broken vows. It's built on my unshakable word. And my word does not crumble under pressure. I've already gone before you. I've prepared new doors, new relationships, new assignments. But before I could bring the new, I had to dismantle the old. I had to remove what was unstable to give you something that could stand through any storm. What's coming will not collapse. It will endure. Comment 777 if you believe I'm guiding you towards something stronger and unshakable. You were never created to beg for love or prove your worth to those blind to your value. That's why I am separating you from them. That's why I am untangling you from false connections, from those who smiled in your face while betraying you in secret. I saw their hearts. I heard their words when you weren't there. I witnessed the mockery. I felt the dishonor. But I am the God who restores justice. You don't have to fight back. You don't have to expose them. You don't have to justify yourself. I will do it for you, and I already am. Let me be your defender. Let me be your vindicator. Let me show the world that I was by your side all along. You don't need their version of truth anymore, because I have given you mine, and my truth brings peace and liberation. Yes, it hurts, but this pain is the doorway to your healing. I am reaching into the deepest chambers of your heart, the places you've hidden from everyone, and I am filling them with my light. You no longer have to pretend to be okay. You no longer have to maintain false peace to protect others' comfort. I am setting you free to live authentically, to love fearlessly, and to walk in a peace that cannot be shaken. The moment you received this word, the chains began to fall, and they will keep falling, one by one, day by day. As you walk in truth, you are breaking cycles. Cycles of betrayal, cycles of silence, cycles of emotional control. No more. You are stepping into a new rhythm, one marked by truth, love, courage, and serenity. You owe no one your silence. You owe no one your pain. But you owe yourself peace. You owe yourself the right to walk in the fullness of who I created you to be. And I will not leave you. I am walking beside you through every transition. My spirit is clearing the path before you, making crooked roads straight. My angels surround you on every side. My love is saturating every wound you thought would never close. You will love again. You will trust again. You will laugh again. And this time, your joy will not come wrapped in hidden sorrow. It will be genuine. It will be safe. It will be pure, because I, the Lord your God, am sending it. You won't have to chase it. You won't have to beg for it. Just receive it. Let me touch the parts of your soul still bleeding beneath your strength. The one who kept you in confusion no longer has power over your peace. Their control is ending. Their influence is fading. Your heart is returning to me. Watch what I do next. Watch how I turn your tears into testimony. Watch how I lift your head in front of the very ones who assumed you'd never recover. They will see. They will know. And they will wonder how you survived. Tell them it was me. Tell them God stepped in. Tell them that when man hid the truth, heaven revealed it. Tell them that when the world stayed silent, I spoke loudly. Because that's what I do for my beloved. That's what I do for the one who chose love even when it wasn't returned. And now I say this to you. You are closer than ever to the life I designed for you. This pain did not come to destroy you. It came to direct you. Every heartbreak, every unanswered question, every silent disappointment has drawn you closer to me and closer to the destiny that waits just ahead. You may not fully understand why I allowed you to love someone who concealed the truth from you, but I want you to know I never permitted that connection to last beyond the boundaries of my protection. The very moment they chose silence while your heart cried out for honesty, I began to separate illusion from destiny, pretense from purpose, deception from design. You thought their absence was rejection, but it was divine redirection. You thought you were being left behind, when in truth, I was pulling you forward. This pain isn't punishment, it's positioning. It's the breaking that leads to rebuilding, the confusion that births clarity. I am lifting you from the fog of sorrow into the safety of truth. I'm removing the voices that claim to love you yet withheld the honesty your soul longed for. And as I do this, peace will start to settle where confusion once lived. Comment 333 if you're ready to receive this divine clarity unfolding in your life. The reason this ache runs so deep is because your love was real. You didn't fake it. You didn't withhold. You loved with depth, prayed for them, stood by them, defended them even when whispers surrounded you. But now it's time to protect that same heart with the same devotion you once gave others. And I, the Lord your God, am your defender. I am your shield, your covering, your constant protection. I'm not only exposing deception, I'm restoring your discernment. They knew, others knew, and yet you were left in darkness. That silence was not love. That silence was self-interest. But I will never allow my child to remain blind. That's why truth is finding you now, because you have endured long enough. What you dismissed as overthinking was my spirit whispering. What you felt as heaviness was divine discernment nudging you toward light. You deserve a love that tells the truth. You deserve relationships that don't hide behind shadows. You deserve to walk in full light, not half-truths. So I am cleansing your space. I am removing every person who cannot walk in truth. They may act confused. They may resist. But your peace will confirm what your spirit always knew. This time, you won't have to chase answers. I'm setting them before you. Comment 1010 if you know that divine peace is replacing confusion in your heart. This moment is sacred. This is holy ground, the place where you choose yourself, finally, fully. This is where your eyes open to see what I saw all along. You were made for honesty, not half-love. You were designed for depth, not disguise. You were born for connection built on light, not manipulation. I am pouring new truth into you. You're not just healing, you are being reborn. No more shrinking to keep the peace. No more silencing yourself to make others comfortable. No more apologizing for wanting clarity. What they labeled too much was simply your soul asking to be seen. And now, truth belongs to you. I place it in your hands like a sacred key, a key that will unlock doors of freedom, joy, and authentic love. Doors that lead to relationships aligned with heaven's purpose. This was never about revenge, it was always about redemption. I am redeeming your heart from emotional captivity, freeing you from the weight of trying to earn honesty from those who feared your light. You've asked yourself countless times why love seemed to hurt you more than heal you. Why people who said they cared left you wondering if you were enough. But hear me, you were never the reason they lied. They simply weren't ready to love someone who walked in truth. And that's not your burden anymore. Comment 555 if you are releasing that weight and choosing peace over pain. Now is the time to rise. This is your season of healing and renewal. I'm teaching your heart to beat again, freely, fearlessly, faithfully. I'm restoring your trust, not in man, but in me. Because I will never fail you. I will never hide truth from you. I will never stay silent when your soul cries for direction. I speak, I reveal, I guide, and I walk beside you every step of the way. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Let them remain silent if they choose. Their silence cannot stop what I'm building in you. Your path is being cleared. Your name is being defended. Your heart is now protected by heaven's armies. And your story, once written in sorrow, is being rewritten in divine fire. No lie will outlast the truth I'm establishing in your life. The chapters ahead are not filled with betrayal, but with breakthrough. Not with heartbreak, but with favor. Every time they pulled away, every time they withdrew when things grew real, it wasn't because you were too much. It was because your light revealed what they tried to hide. You were never the problem. You were the mirror. But now, I am bringing new people, ones who see you clearly, who are not intimidated by your honesty, but inspired by it. People who won't fear your light, but will walk in it beside you. You are no longer entering rooms where you must shrink to be accepted. You are walking into spaces built for your full, radiant, unfiltered self. The one I designed, refined, and now, finally, set free. From this very moment forward, I am leading you into spaces where you will be seen completely and still loved entirely. That is what I create. That is what I promise. That is what I sustain. And every promise I make is written into eternity, unchangeable, unbreakable, everlasting. You have remained steadfast when the path was unclear. You stayed loyal when confusion clouded your vision. You kept your heart gentle when the world pushed you to harden it. And now, I am responding to that faithfulness. The heavens are opening above you. Peace will flow into your life like an endless river, calming every storm that ever tried to take your rest. Every whisper that made you question your worth is being silenced. You are not the failure. You are not the broken one. You are not the cause of the chaos. You are my chosen vessel, set apart, divinely appointed, and deeply loved. And that truth alone is enough. One day soon, you will look back and understand why I had to expose what others tried to conceal. You will not thank me because it was painless, but because it delivered you from chains you didn't realize were holding you. You will thank me for showing you what they were unwilling to admit, for revealing what silence tried to bury. Now, you are walking in the clarity of truth. Now, you are surrounded by the radiance of light. Now, you are breathing freely again. The weight is gone, the fog is lifting, and your soul is finally at rest. You have passed through the fire, yet not a trace of it clings to you. You stood in the midst of overwhelming floods, yet the waters could not drown you. You endured betrayal that would have broken another, yet your spirit remains whole. That strength did not come from your own hands. It came from mine. I was the one who covered you when others exposed you. I was the one who held you when the pain tried to hollow you out. I was the one who shielded you from unseen destruction, from the damage that would have shattered someone else completely. You were never abandoned. You were protected. You were never forgotten. You were preserved. You were never defeated. You were refined. And now, what I've been shaping in secret is about to be revealed in glory. Every scar you carry is a testimony of how I kept you standing. Every tear you cried was gathered and turned into a seed for restoration. And now, the harvest is near, one of peace, purpose, and divine recognition. You will not walk in the same confusion again. You will not return to what once hurt you. You will move forward, stronger, wiser, covered by my hand, and surrounded by the kind of love that mirrors heaven itself.